Hello. It's raining. Hi guys. It's started raining a little bit and it stopped. So I don't think all is lost. I'm not feeling that great today. So I'm just gonna have an easygoing day. I want to do a little bit of cleanup and start some more seeds. A lot of this stuff back here is going to need to be cleaned up here soon. It has a little bit longer than I thought because I decided to change what I was going to put in here, so there's a little more time. But this kale is bolting, so I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this. Kale is not supposed to bolt till the second year, so not sure what happened, but we'll go ahead and harvest that one out, and then I want to do some cleanup and remove some plants along the way. That stem is pretty intense. I just remove this whole head. We can either, I don't know if it changes the flavor when it bolts. I notice the leaves look a little skinnier, but we can either eat this fresh or I can freeze this. We do make our own dog's food, and one of the recipes does have kale, so even if we freeze this, that would still be good. Around the back here, I've popped in this little tomato plant. I don't think it gets quite enough sun, nor this tiny little cabbage. And I think the culprit is this big broccoli over here, and it's leaning. So I'm kind of curious to see if I can put a stake right there and kind of lift this to get a little bit more sun. Not much, but hopefully that gives this area a little bit more sun. I also think I am over this one. I was giving it a chance and it looked promising. It had a broccoli on it. Then we went out of town and came back and it did indeed do what all my other little broccolis did, and it bolted. Oh, interesting. Looks like two separate plants. It's possible that could grow back, but we're going to be pretty hot soon, so, you know, I'll just keep removing it. This bed back here, I have another broccoli with the same story, so sayonara. This plant here is a Romanesco cauliflower. Some of these leaves look funny, so I'm gonna unwrap it a little and take a look inside. They look a little wilted. Oh no. Looks like I left it too long, and this is looking crazy. I'll still harvest it and freeze it, and I don't know. I've noticed there's a little bit of sprouts in there, so I was gonna remove the whole plant, but I think I'm just gonna cut this head and we'll see what happens if it makes more. Poor thing, I left you too long. I have another one over there, so I'm guessing we need to go take a peek. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. That's good. I'm happy. This one is beautiful. Let me get you in closer. Look at that. This is a Romanesco cauliflower. It is supposed to be green. And it looks like I caught this one on time and it did get bigger. So we'll go ahead and grab this guy. It's starting to rain. Look at that. This is beautiful. I'm so happy. I need to give this purple sprouting broccoli their redemption arc. I finally have some broccoli coming in here. I think purple sprouting broccoli is supposed to be a little bit more heat tolerant. So let's see if this one bolts on me too. Or maybe I should just harvest them young. I have these red mini romaine lettuces back here. They still have a little ways to go to fully head up, but I harvested a couple and I just have to say, I love it. I didn't realize the insides still had a little bit of green, so when you cut these up in a salad, it's really pretty. You see in here how it's green contrasted with this red. It's really pretty. I also have this Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce back here. Maybe I planted them a little bit too close. This one back here is it feels like it's headed up. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, which will give this one a little bit more room. Maybe I didn't notice that there was two little seeds in there. Kind of hard to see where that one ends and this one starts. This one looks like it has some passengers. I'll have to give this one a good rinse. It doesn't look like it really has too many critters, but I think I'm still going to soak it in some salt water, which would draw out any other unexpected visitors. Back over here, I realized I should grab these snap peas. These are sugar snap peas, so I'm not too sure if I was supposed to harvest it even before they're this fluffy, or fluffy, like, can you see that it's kind of thick? I feel like you usually have these type of pea when it's still very skinny, but let's encourage some more growth and grab some of these bigger ones. I'm thinking this little minuscule harvest is it for now, but yeah, not enough for dinner, but maybe a delightful little snack. I have this romaine lettuce here, and I'm just paranoid that it's gonna bolt before it's fully headed up, but this is pretty big and pretty tight, so I think I'm happy enough with this, and I'm gonna harvest this. Funny enough, I didn't plant this. Well, at least I don't remember planting it. I guess it's possible that I had an extra seedling and just popped it somewhere without a thought, but I really don't think I planted this, so a bonus romaine. My other ones I used more as a cut and come again, and then I harvested 1 or 2 full heads, and then the other ones bolted back over there that I am leaving so far for seed. This one looks great. The leaves are nice and crunchy. Doesn't look like we were sharing this head with any critters, so happy about this. So I'm planning out what my shade situation is going to be like, and I really got to get that figured out soon. We'll be hot before we know it. But do you think it would look funny to have sort of a double tunnel situation if I had 3, one in the far corner, 1 in that corner, and 1 here in the middle that was a little bit taller than this one here in the middle? And then it'd be kind of like a double tunnel since there's a tunnel in the middle. But the top one, I would be putting a shade cloth on. And I guess if it's covered in a shade cloth, it doesn't matter. But if I end up liking it, maybe I could leave it and grow 2 layers of food. I don't know. I tried to look up some pictures on Pinterest of something kind of like that. And I couldn't really find anything. And I'm having trouble fully visualizing how it will look in the end. So I'm just curious what you guys think. So here's from kind of the back angle. I have obviously my main trellis in here that I'm going to be growing tomatoes up. And then if I had a double tunnel, it would stretch across the full span of the bed. I'm not quite sure how exactly that would work, but I guess it wouldn't be too terribly different if I did other things that I was thinking of would be like the metal conduit tubing. These are 8 feet, but with the cinder blocks, it's a little bit shorter than 8 feet. So I'm not sure if I can get away with only one at each corner, and not do one in the middle. And then in that case, that would obviously give me some more access to this bed than this double tunnel idea. But then the other thing I was thinking is I could try to grow some more heat tolerant beans like I have that I got from Native Seed Search, which is based here in my state of Arizona, southern Arizona. So I've got some rattlesnake beans that I am thinking will be able to handle our summer. And then I've also got these noodle beans, and to my understanding, yard long beans are more heat tolerant. So I could also grow along those trellises and get some shade that way rather than a shade cloth. I'm just not 100% sure how that would work. If it would be, well, it wouldn't be fully covered. So I'm just not sure if it would be too much shade on some parts of the plant and not enough on other parts versus a traditional shade cloth. But when we need to have that shade cloth up, part of it is during our monsoon season, and it whips around kind of like crazy. When we get those heavy storms with so much wind, the shade cloth can kind of take wind and try to fly away, and it ruined. I had expensive, I spent money on it, the Gardener's Supply Titan tunnel here originally, and the monsoon plus the shade cloth, RIP, that took that out. So I ended up doing this here with some leftover wire welding fencing that we already had on hand. So I just had to purchase a couple more, the U-post and what are those called? What's that white stuff called? PVC. Because this is not cattle panel. This is wire fencing. It's not sturdy enough. So when you put the flip? I just said the name. When you put the PVC there, it makes it more sturdy. So perfectly sturdy. Actually, these ones, I can look for a clip. I had that one back there already set during monsoon, and that was perfectly fine, even with a little piece of the shade cloth attached to it. I had, well, if it's in a picture, you'll see, but I was trying to save some strawberries over there that I planted in the green stalk where they get western sun. So they didn't make it, but I tried my best. I tried to shade it with some extra shade cloth. Anyway, shade cloth is difficult. So if I don't have to deal with it, that was my whole rant. What am I even talking about? Oh, if I do a double tunnel and try to grow some beans in here to kind of naturally shade instead of shade cloth, it could be risky, but I'm thinking might be interesting. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Hello, I am feeling rejuvenated with my second wind. We will indeed get those seeds sown. I think the last time I filmed me sowing seeds, it was also raining. Makes it seem like it rains a lot here, which it really doesn't, but it is winter / spring, so pretty normal to be raining. Can you hear that? Oh my god. It's been just sprinkling all day, but now it's pouring. But the show must go on. Let us sow some seeds. So here are my seeds. I want to start some of these pumpkin spice jalapenos. They don't taste like pumpkin or anything crazy like that. This is just called pumpkin spice for the color. So it's a little bit more decorative. It says dark green to red. They grow 3 inches. Prolific producers, can be eaten raw, cooked, or pickled. These peppers are a wonderful ingredient, traditional guacamole or sauteed and added to fajitas. So I think it's probably just gonna have the regular flavor, but I thought that would be fun. So we're gonna start some of that. We're gonna start some ground cherries, and then I have some shishito peppers. Everyone says these are delicious. So when I saw Botanical Interest had free shipping after I had already placed my seed orders for the year, which, let's be real, that's not going to be my only seed orders of the year, but ideally that would have been my seed orders for the year. I saw they had free shipping, so I put in a quick little order because I definitely wanted these and didn't know that until after I already ordered. I need to start some cucamelons. I'm going to do this Rosita eggplant. My parsley is bolting and it's supposed to be a biannual, so by my thought process that means it should be bolting next year, not this year. Oh, you know what? I planted it in the fall and it did go through winter. Perhaps it was my fault, but it's bolting. So we're going to start some more parsley. I wanted to start some chives. I have garlic chives and I'm sure it's not that different, but I just want to have some regular chives too. Very excited about this Everleaf Emerald Tower basil, because this basil is going to grow in like a taller, slender fashion. So I thought this would be nice to pop in some other places. Let's see, pretty enough to be a centerpiece of your patio flower pot. Prolific in leaf growth, deep emerald glossy leaves, forms herbal tower. This holds off on flower production up to 12 weeks longer than other types of basil. So we don't have to keep harvesting or pinching off flowers to keep this a little bit longer before it flowers. So I'm excited about that. Lemon balm. I've never had lemon. I think we've had the lemon balm plant when I first started this garden and didn't have any drip irrigation. RIP, everything died. But I never tried it in tea. So I thought, what the heck? Why not? And then some very old dill, and the seeds are coated, so supposedly these are not supposed to germinate. I did have some germinate last year. We'll just go real heavy on it. Too much water, but that's okay because, you know, it'll dry eventually. I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna put all my little seeds in and then we'll wrap up today's vlog. This first one I'm doing is my dill, which is a coated seed. This seed is really old. It's packed for 2021. Coated seeds, you're supposed to use that first year, latest the second year, because this clay coating can degrade the seed. So although seeds last a really long time when they're coated like this, they do not. So I'm just going to really overseed. Maybe I'll do about 4 per cell here if I have quite that many. I finished up sowing all my little seeds. I topped everything with vermiculite. Now thinking about it, I probably didn't need to put vermiculite on these ones that are going to get the humidity dome, but oh well, I'm not going to scrape it off or anything. So, last thing is just put these little domes on. I'm probably going to have to push these tags in deeper. Working until sundown as usual, so sorry for the video quality with the orange light bulb, but thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.